What's up everybody, it's Kiyodo, and welcome back to another SMT Dx2 video. Today we're doing more PvP, and this time I'm going to be showcasing a fiend called Alice. Now Alice has a unique skill called Die For Me, which is a one-hit kill skill. It's a dark type, so it doesn't always work because against null, drain, or repel opponents, it will not one-hit kill. In fact, it probably just won't work, so you have to worry about that. But besides that fact, it will give a fatal blow to your opponent unless they have some sort of skill that prevents a fatal blow, like Endure or Enduring Soul. This is a one-time use, so it keeps it from getting unbalanced, but it also has some damage on it, which doesn't make sense if it would one-hit kill anything. But when you use it against bosses, it doesn't one-hit kill. Instead, it just does the damage that it has on there, so that's why that's on there. So when you fully upgrade this thing, it gives you a little bit extra damage, which is good against bosses, I guess, but you only get one chance at it, so it's not really used for that. In fact, it's more so used for the -1 MP cost, which I honestly don't find that relative, because if you're going to use it at all, you might use it to finish somebody off, or when they revive another one of their allies. Alice is a really powerful glass cannon mage, so pretty much you probably want to stack some HP percentage on her because it is a little bit squishy, and you probably want to put some other skills besides Endure or Enduring Soul so that you can boost your damage a little bit more and pretty much get the most out of your advantages that she has. So without further ado, I will be showing you these PvP matches. Hope you enjoy. Alright, so here we go with the first team. I wanted to show off against the tankier teams here because the stall teams, like I said, didn't really work as much since the defense support ring isn't as good as it used to be, or it doesn't start with as much damage as it used to, which is why it's not so great. So because of that nerf, these full stall teams don't really work out as well as you'd want it to. They're kind of better at the end of PvP if you're waiting for the last day and you don't want people to really kill your team that fast, and you can kind of stall them out, and maybe they'll avoid your teams if that's the case. But here we go, I'm going to fight this team because that's what I wanted to do, and it's pretty easy to kill the stall teams. It just takes a little bit longer because of that. I didn't even check what they have because honestly, it's a stall team. You're gonna figure they have something. I'm assuming that Mitra is yellow, so it has Fog Breath, and then it's probably maybe like some sort of ailment build because they Ailment quests, and HL sometimes uses Barrier Break. But I don't know what they're doing right now. And I don't know why their Ailment just used Barrier Break. That's really weird, actually. In fact, what kind of Huanglong is that? Or Huanglong? Teal. That's weird, because in that case, it should have used 5 elements. Unless it doesn't have Divine Brands for some reason. So, very weird. Amaterasu works really well in this rotation being slow because you're not attacking yet. If you're going second, you kind of got to just rotate through, and because you have the time, they didn't do any damage in their first turn really, so you don't have to heal that up or worry about them. Boom. So they're all afflicted. We have the triple buff, which is like double luster candy, way better. I'm not even gonna chance physical attacking here. And this is where Die For Me comes in handy, because Ailment is hard to mute or afflict any status ailment in general because of the Infernal Mask. But in case I kill something off, I don't want him reviving anybody. I'm gonna save the mana for him. It's weird because the Ailment had the Barrier Break and then try to mute everybody. Pretty good. Double mute. And I guess we're gonna rotate through so we can hit them. Yeah, doesn't really do that much because mine's just built for tanking. And Megido, since there is a Repel Dark on the Huanglong as a teal, it's very important to note because that's why you can't one-hit KO Huanglong, especially without White Rider and Alice, because of the light and dark. Null, drain, repel. You know the resistances. Okay, so we're fighting a slow team this time, and you have the usual Jean Kui cert setup. It's pretty powerful, so we have to look out for it. This looks like they're not that tanky. Wow, okay, actually, This is quite low HP. Usually when you have these slow teams, they have a lot of HP, like this Huangdi does. Usually they are in like the 1700s, 1800s, on the higher teams at least. But this is a pretty strong setup. Both of these do have some really high damage. They might be spell and war brands, or maybe life brands on the Huangdi, so who knows. So yeah, I will have to deal with this. I think I will have to go with the anti-Fizz Pierce combo with Quetzalcoatl because of the Huangdi alone, which is why he's so powerful in this piece. So when you have the Zhonghui Cert combo, having Huangdi in there as well is a really powerful piece. So kind of forces you into an option like this, unless you can tank the damage, which is really hard to do because you're gonna get hit with the Yinlong Killer unless you're maybe going slower than them, which is possible, but also you're kind of giving up something in order to be slower. So yeah, hard to deal with, which is why we're bringing in the Alice. I want to try to insta-kill something. This is where the 6-cost die for me would really come in handy, but I'm not investing into that because that is just way too expensive. Having to invest 5 Kasane Magatoms or 5 other Alices to just get one chance at a one-hit KO is not worth your time, really. So yeah, that's my take on it. That's mainly the reason why I wouldn't. Otherwise, if it was if I only had to sacrifice 3, then maybe it'd be okay. But because you have to sacrifice 5, that's kind of a lot. It's very major. It's very precious to me. Getting the barrier break off, which doesn't even matter. I wasn't even paying attention, but that's normally what I'd do if they had barrier. Which probably means they have some sort of shield or what's the other one? Guard on their stats, or maybe dodge on their brands rather. That could be pretty crazy. Luckily, they're not doing that much damage, and the reason why I picked Meat Balloon here is in case they do crit, then I have a chance at popping the Tarunda on them, but also if they hit with any magic, there's a chance of popping the Rakunda, which is what we got just now. It's actually not too bad. Because they don't have any barrier, I don't have to worry about that, even though I kind of planned for it. And what I'm going to do is, you know who's a really bad option here, is Cert. Cert can one-shot people. So can Zhonghui or get really close with Zhonghui, but Cert can definitely one-shot my team. So that's the definitely comes in handy. Although I should have used it on the more tankier units. I want to make sure that that thing doesn't have some sort of shenanigans going on, because it is very possible. And one of the good things about having Alice over Susanoo is what I usually bring in. Alice has the opportunity to use AoEs or single targets, so it's kind of nice. It's a little bit of a better option in that case. We're just going to pass through. We're doing all this random mumbo jumbo, the usual damage rotation here, and wow, they did not cover force. That's pretty crazy, I feel like. I don't know why you wouldn't cover that. Oh jeez. Alice does not look okay right now, but at least she got the heal. So now we can start doing some single target damage. And she's a really strong attacker, kind of like glass cannon, so I had to add HP percentage stats onto her. And it's working out just fine, so I'm liking it. Makes her not die instantly, and I kind of need her not to die right away. So yeah, pretty good piece, a solid piece in your toolkit of mages out there. Especially against the tankier options. Alright, so for the last fight, we're fighting a pretty typical team. The Quetzalcoatl plus an Ananta combo plus pretty much just flex option there, which they're putting in Shiva since they probably don't have Huangdi or some other option like Mother Harlot. So yeah, we're gonna see what this team can do. It's a Quetz with Teal, which is normal. Pretty tanky. This Alilot's relatively tankier than normal, so it might be a Warcry or like Acid Breath Alilot and not a Charming Alilot from the looks of it. The Ananta, I'm not really sure. We'll probably have to see about that. Maybe it's Barrier Break, who knows. And then Shiva is red, so it's going to be dealing single target damage, pretty heavy, which kind of works around what we have, but that's okay. I am bringing Quetzalcoatl to stop the Vorpal Blade, and we kind of just have to take the hits from the Pralaya, but that's okay, because we have a good healer. And so, let's go ahead and fight them. We are slightly slower, which is actually really, really good in this situation, because the combos that works better for my team is when you go slower, especially because I have the Auto Tarunda on there. It makes it really easy to live through the first turn, which sometimes is not possible. Sometimes some teams are just like really devastating. They just like destroy you on turn 1. But not with Auto Tarunda. Really, really solid option, and a few good units do have it. Including Quetzalcoatl does, in purple at least. So, this is pretty bad. Normally it would be pretty bad actually. But because they did all those debuffs, and I brought Amaterasu for this very specific reason, boom, no more debuffs, and boom, double buff. That pretty much gets rid of their team. Sometimes that also mutes the Ollie lot. My mute chance is really good on my Trumpeter. I've been farming my brands up like crazy for status ailment chance. And this is one of the situations where everybody's muted except the Ollie lot, which is kind of a problem for me. So what I do here is I hit the die for me down. Bam, get rid of him in case I kill one of the other units, which will probably be like Shiva, for example. And then that way they don't get the Samurai Karm off. And I can keep inflicting mute as necessary. There's the Megido. Boom. Hopefully the Quetz doesn't break out of mute, but mute sticks pretty well. And it even goes for like 2-3 turns, unlike the other things like Charm or Bind. I wish Bind was better, because it's not so great. But, nah, it's whatever. I wish it didn't give back mana. That would be an interesting concept for Bind. But, I don't know. We'll have to see what they do with it. Oh, you haven't do her? Damn. Let's just check for your dark weakness. And it's probably covered. Why wouldn't it be? That would be pretty crazy if it wasn't. And I've seen maybe one Quetz in my lifetime that wasn't covered in PvP.